Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. On today's Michigan Magazine, we salute all the volunteers in our state that make trying times survivable through their unselfish efforts. We'll tell you how you can become involved in the much-needed world of volunteerism here in Michigan. Then we're bringing back a Michigan Magazine classic visit to the world headquarters of the Stormy Kromer Hat, a true Midwestern success story with roots in our beautiful Upper Peninsula. Stay tuned, it's all coming your way on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Remembering good times and great food, Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mile for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mile. Right smack dab in the middle of summer, it may be a bit difficult for some to get into the Christmas spirit. The time of holiday cheer, bright luminescent decorations lighting up the smiles of children and kids of all ages. It may be the furthest from the thoughts of many, but for some, this is the time to get ready to assure that no child goes without something under the Christmas tree, or any family goes hungry Christmas Day. Volunteers have already been raising funds to purchase toys, food, and incidentals to be given away in the spirit of the holidays. We began following the fund drives this year as early as spring, where in Ogemaw County, it begins with a spring thaw. All right, here we are at Trappers in Rose City, Irma. I tell you what, we just got done with one Christmas and we're starting all over again, aren't we? What's happening? And this is the first one of your events, is it?
Yes, this is our first event. We call it our spring auction. We wanted to do something in Rose City We used to do it at Papa Par's, and then of course they burnt, and we never did get anybody that would kind of follow up and do it. So Trapper and Lynn was real gracious about letting us do an auction here. So this is our second year. And we're hoping to do real good. Everybody's put a lot of work into it, like 2 weeks. Because we were all tired from Christmas, you know.
Christmas.
But we have to generate money, and this is the way we do it. We start out, you know, now it'll start out, I think we'll probably, maybe we're going to have a golf outing. I'm not just sure the date on that or if it's going to come to play. But then we start in September, we start getting ready for the soup kickoff, you know, soup challenge, then the chili, and then the spaghetti, and then the Christmas auction. So, you know, we're pretty safe in here to stay. And then if somebody thinks of another kind of fundraiser during the summer, we usually try to do it. But the big thing for us is bike night at Jerry's Joint. Starts May 2nd and runs to the end of August. And they just do, Bonnie and Bull just do a terrific job with that. We end up getting a good chunk of money, like $5,000 for that bike week. So that's one of the things that's coming up. And then Bikers for Kids, in November, they give us a donation, and that's usually right around $3,000 to $4,000. So we try to generate, but we keep getting more kids, you know. And then, of course, you know, with the older kids, it's a little bit harder to buy a present that, you know, you probably got to spend $15 to $20. So, and we try to give them 2 or 3 items and then a fill.
But you did have a pretty successful year last year.
Yes, we did. We had about 700 kids. And we ended up having a lot of free stuff at the distribution site where they could pick up stuffed animals, coats, and some other toys that were just little toys, but kids really like them, you know. They like.
And then we had people step up, like over there, Mark Pacella. He stepped up and did a special thing last year, didn't he?
Well, Mark did it for the Emergency Assistance Program, my food program that does the food baskets at Christmas.
It's always something essential at that time of the year, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very much, because, you know, we're not getting probably as many people as we did, but it's for a longer period of time. Used to be like for a week. Now we're having to give them food for 3 weeks to a month. So when you start doing that and there's like 5 in the family, it doesn't take long, you know. So, yeah, we try to do the food with the Christmas items so that they have a good Christmas.
I know Christmas is a ways off, but can we start at $10 on this?
A huge salute to all the volunteers throughout the country who step forward to make the impossible possible for their fellow man. If you'd like to become involved in making a difference through volunteering your talents or services, we suggest you contact Volunteer Centers of Michigan. Now, this organization is a statewide network of over 30 volunteer centers serving 59 counties. Their mission is to mobilize people and services to deliver creative solutions to community problems through the convening of organizations, the promotion of community services, and the matching of volunteers to nonprofit programs and events. You can contact VCM at 517-492-2400 or visit them online at www.mivolunteers.org. If you're not a Michigan resident and wish to become involved anywhere in the good old USA, you'll find connections at this website that'll put you in touch with a national network of associations of volunteer centers and hands-on affiliates. Another way to become involved on a more local level, contact local churches and nonprofits in your county. Find out about food pantries, soup kitchens, and homeless shelters and offer your services. And thank you in advance for your spirit and compassion. Merry Christmas from all of us at Michigan Magazine. Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by the Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Borch Healthcare of Rose City and West Branch, skilled nursing and rehabilitation facilities in beautiful northern Michigan. The Rose City facility is a leader in dementia care, specializing in the treatment and care for those with Alzheimer's. For more information or to schedule a tour, call us now. Discount Foods Downtown Mile. Find national name brand foods and merchandise at sharply discounted prices. Shop the smart way and please the family without breaking the budget. Discount Foods Downtown Mile.
We're here at beautiful Ironwood, Michigan, and the Upper Peninsula, just about as far to the west in the UP as you can go. What a beautiful day we have, and we are right here amongst the Stormy Kromer Hat. Now, if you folks don't know what that is, and a lot of you guys may not, and a lot of you do. But anyhow, we're here with Bob, Jack Quartz, and dang it, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, it's great you guys came. It's a long way, I know, from
it is a
all
long
the way
way
down the other end of the state. And
you get down that way once in a while.
Yes, I do. I was down there last month, and I'll be down there in 2 weeks. So.
Okay, and we're here to talk about the Stormy Kromer Hat. How it got started, who started it, why it's a Stormy Kromer Hat, and what a nice hat, a warm hat, I'm told they are.
Well, people read the story and sometimes smile and think, boy, they really made up a cute story, but it's actually the real story. I mean, there really was a guy named Stormy Kromer, and his name was George Kromer, and he got the nickname Stormy for liking to be outside in the cold weather, not really for making a hat. But he was a baseball player.
Yeah.
His passion was baseball. His life's existence came from being in the railroad. And so he worked on the railroad and had no hat to wear, had no uniform hat that in the turn of the century, this is the 1900s, so there was technically no workman's hat for cold weather. And so there were tassel hats, but then there were cowboy hats and fedoras and all those things, but there really wasn't a winter hat that belonged to a uniform. So he had his wife put ear flaps on a baseball hat, is how the whole thing started. And the way I hear it, he went to the railroad yard the next day, and a couple of his friends said, can you make me a couple? And then he brought dozens in, and his wife couldn't keep up, and he started a factory.
A true entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly. That was in Kokana, Wisconsin, which was really close to Green Bay. It's a little city, kind of like your town is, but that's unknown, but next to Green Bay. And then sometime in the 20s, they moved to Milwaukee and put a factory together, and he became, left the railroad and became the owner of the Kromer Hat Company.
Yeah.
Then in the mid-60s, he sold it to someone else, a guy named Dick Grossman. And then Dick Grossman owned it until 2001. But what ended up happening during that time, while all of that manufacturing is going down in the Milwaukee area, most of the hats are coming up this way. This is where the cold weather is. The traditions are starting up here, northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula, that during this 100-year time, there are traditions of families wearing them and fathers wearing a hat like his son and
grandfather
and deer camp traditions. And so what they missed in Milwaukee was the passion for the hat that was going on up here. They were just far enough away that they just weren't getting it. But the size of the sales of this hat were very, very small in 2000, and it was right around 2000 when they decided to quit making this hat. See, the Kromer Hat Company then evolved into the hat company that makes the welders' hats. If you think about a welder wearing a polka dot cotton hat, can you picture that?
Well, not really.
Okay, if you go into a welding shop, there's a cotton cap that a welder wears. It's typically very brightly colored, but it's like a cotton painter's cap, and they wear it to protect their hair from getting burnt. That's the same company. So the company put their emphasis on the welding cap and said, we're going to stop making the winter. They called it the blizzard cap.
Okay.
There's two local dealers here that were their biggest outlets. There's one in Bessemer, Michigan, and there's one in Ironwood. And probably their two biggest retail stores were right here. And one of the owners said to me, can you believe they quit making the winter hats? And
so that's where you got involved.
And I just kind of said with a smile on my face, get me the phone number, I'll buy the company. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
And really leveraged the families and the traditions and the stories.
Well, that's great.
So
it's so nice to see and to hear stories of this nature, because so much of it is lost today.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
what you folks are doing here is really preserving a lot of rich history, besides making a wonderful product.
Yeah, and so we've just expanded on families loving the Stormy Kromer tradition. We've got 90 miles south of here in Tomahawk, Wisconsin, there's a Kromer hunting camp. They've been doing this for 25 years, and everything about them is They've got a Kromer cookbook, and every time they use the hard letter C, it's a K. So the Kromer cookbook is Kromer, Koobok. And they've got sidewalks with Kromer pictures in it, and they've got a whole cookbook. And if you're a rookie at the hunting camp, you wear a red Kromer, and if you've been there for a while, you wear a black one. I mean, these traditions are these people are deep. We got a photo last year of a baby and a father in a hospital room, and the baby's wearing a hat, the father's wearing a hat, and the email says, "Meet 10-minute-old Charlie." A 5th-generation Kromer wearer in our family.
Starting them in right.
Yeah, and so 5 generations. So this was so important to get a hat on their 10-minute-old son, and it's the 5th generation now. So they got 5 generations of people wearing Kromer caps. So we leverage that, and of course these people that all have hats might want a vest and a coat and shirts, and so we're doing all that as well.
Now we're getting into another area. You have the hats. Now a lot of the ladies today wear caps, wear hats. And you do manufacture hats for ladies.
Yes, we do. So we put a shorter brim on it and put it in fashion colors.
When you say fashion colors, like the pinks and
the pink and the white and the black. And now this year we're putting together a line of corduroy hats for the ladies. And I probably shouldn't. But tomorrow I'm flying to the West Coast to meet actually a clothing company to talk about co-branding with a brand name that everybody would know here in the ski world, and we're talking about putting some high-tech fabric on a hat like this, and
that should be a hot item, because a lot of the girls, a lot of the guys get out on the slopes, and I'm sure that would be a big hit.
Yeah, and Ironwood also has a granddaughter. Her grandparents live in Ironwood, but who skied in the last Olympics and will be skiing in the next Olympics, and she wears a Kromer as well, Stormy Kromer.
One thing about it, they don't come off going down the slope.
Right, and they wear really cool backwards too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they really do. The young people look really good in them backwards, so they have a good attitude.
Now you've got ladies' hats, and you have men's and ladies' attire. Where are we at, Bob?
We're in our sewing factory and the cutting department. So we were over in the other building. They're about 100 yards apart. We build a variety of things here, so you don't always see Stormy Kromer caps being cut here. So this is the layup department. These guys behind you are setting fabric up. Actually, we're making dog beds. And
what?
Dog beds.
Oh, really?
Beds for dogs and cats, as you saw in our showroom over there when we were in front of us.
How many folks do you employ here?
About 160.
Well, that helps.
Now, when I bought the Kromer Hat Company, they were cutting fabrics. They were laying up Stormy Kromer into hats, the wool, into 12 layers high, drawing a pattern on top with a pencil with a template, and then using a bandsaw to cut the fabric out.
Wow.
And very, very slow. And now, if we take that forward, this is computer software, high-tech computer software that places pieces onto a format and nests it and puts it together. And this is a little small, but this is actually the layout of about 1,300 Stormy Kromer hats to get cut. And so this is there are 100 hats on this, what you see here, and then we stack it 13 layers high, and we cut 1,300 hats at a time.
Wow.
And that machine right there does it with, it's programmed to cut whatever shape you want.
What you doing right
She's
there,
putting
Bob?
the outside of the hat together, and what's really interesting about this procedure is the fact that typically when you're doing volume in the sewing industry, you have jigs and guides that allow you to set this up. We cannot get it any better than Dorlin's fingers. She's doing this all freehand, which is just an amazing thing. We have all the procedures here, and here's a hat we didn't talk about. The Stormy Kromer Rancher hat. And what happened was when Stormy Kromer left the Midwest, basically it's been a Midwest hat, and got on the other side of the Rockies, there's a Canadian railroad hat that started in 1930, somewhat copying us, but they had the ear flaps on the outside, and then they had great big ear flaps on the inside that came down from the inside.
Okay.
So when it got really cold, these big ear flaps came down and covered your neck and everything like that. So when we went out there, the rancher, the guys out on the range wanted more neck and ear coverage than the flaps of a traditional ear flap. And actually, if you feel it, it's got thin slate inside of it. It's a little thicker and heavier. So this is the 30 below hat, Stormy Kromer hat.
Right.
So Del, here we are in Lindsay's office.
This is the marketing department.
This is the marketing department.
Okay.
Lindsay's our marketing guru.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Lindsay. Nice to meet you.
Our product's very seasonal, obviously. It's very winter, fall and winter oriented. So we obviously look at that seasonality. That helps us understand the timing in terms of when we need to have catalogs out, new products out, advertising, things like that. So basically we put together a plan that involves catalogs, getting catalogs and information out to consumers, website work, some advertising, some public relations and event type work, and basically just trying to time that all and get in front of our customers at the right time when they're thinking about buying outdoor stuff. It certainly keeps me busy, and it's fun, and it's kind of something new every day, so we have a good time.
You want your tradition to carry on, so I assume that, Carrie, that is what you're going to do?
Yes, that is the plan. When I was young, I always hung around the old shop watching Dad work and wanting to someday do what he did, and been here almost 10 years.
10 years
full time since I started in high school, and the plan is, you know, kind of go up the ranks and take over and try to do as good a job as he's done.
That must make you feel proud.
Oh, of course it does. It's just absolutely wonderful. And Carrie's a delight to work with, and we have lots of fun working together with her and all the other people that have families here as well.
Bob, it certainly has been a pleasure to come here to Stormy Kromer Hat Company right in beautiful Ironwood, Michigan. The sun is shining. It's been a beautiful day. Yeah. And folks, you can see I have traded in my Michigan Magazine cap for a Stormy Kromer. And it is nice, it fits well, it don't come off my head, and I love it.
Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection. At MichiganPaddleSports.com, it's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddleSports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddleSports.com. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Remember, you can follow us 24/7 wherever we go on our social media networks. You can catch us on the road streaming live while we're filming on location. And if you're in the area, stop by, have a cup of Cops coffee with us. Till we meet again, I'm Barry Stutzman. Have a great week. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. For home, medical, and healthcare products, visit Rose City Drug at 2640 North M33, just south of Rose City city limits. Rose City Drug has a complete diabetic department, including shoes. Serving Michigan for over 20 years. Rose City Drug, Rose City. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery.